Hello and welcome to Journey to Lasting Love, the podcast. I am your host, Tina Shayani, and the head coach at T-Shay Coaching. If you are looking to attract a loving partner to build a relationship with that gets better with time, if you are looking to deepen your current relationship, or you just want to live a happier life, you are in the right place. Every week we will discuss a new topic that will bring you understanding, clarity, and the tools to become the best version of yourself, the happiest version of yourself. Hello and welcome to Journey to Lasting Love. I am your host, Tina Shayani, as well as the head coach at T-Shay Coaching, where we help people attract and build lasting, loving relationships. If you are new here, welcome. If you are a veteran, also welcome. If you know someone that would benefit from this content, either invite them to the Facebook group or to the Instagram page. There's always something happening here. If you are ready to jumpstart your life and take your life to the next level and fast, I have one spot left for one-to-one coaching. So if this is something that's interesting to you, send me a message and I can give you some more details and we can discuss and see if this is the right fit for you. So we meet here pretty much every Wednesday at 11 o'clock Eastern Time, and there's always something happening. This week's topic is an important topic. It is surviving a breakup. Why does it hurt so bad? And what can we do to make it better for ourselves? So let's jump right into that topic for this week. And I want to say to you, if you are a person who is in the middle of a breakup or thinking of a breakup or just post-breakup, I want to acknowledge the pain that you're in. The pain is real and it is excruciating. It is excruciating and there is no denying that. And anyone that tells you, oh, just get over it, it's not so easy. It is truly painful and it is difficult. So let's acknowledge that first. So if you are in a place of pain, yes, it is painful, but you will survive the pain. It is, as much as it hurts, it will not kill you. And there are ways of curing the pain or lessening the pain or managing the pain. So you are not alone in your pain. You are not the first person to experience this. You're not going to be the last person that experiences this. But as much as it is deep and painful, it will not kill you. You can survive the pain. So often, the pain is so extreme and so scary that people will put up with things or do things to avoid the pain of the breakup, but in the long run, it is causing much more pain. Or the pain is so excruciating that we will do anything to relieve that pain, including going back to a relationship that is not a good relationship. And I want to be clear here. I'm not talking about marriage that involves children or a relationship that involves children. This is a conversation about a relationship that is a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship with just two people. So very often we will end up getting back together and overlooking the reasons why we broke up because we just want to make the pain stop. We so desperately want to stop the pain that we will do anything and we will compromise anything. But I want to say to you, this pain stopper, this method of stopping the pain is only going to cause you more heartache and more pain in the future. So if you can say to yourself, I am now in pain, but this pain will not help me. I will not go back because I'm already out. So what are the secrets to healing from the heartache and allowing yourself the space to heal and to be better is to understand what is going on. Number one, understand that to be in pain, as much as it sucks, as terrible as it is, it's just part of the process. There is no way around it except to go through it. So that is the first thing to accept and understand that as much as it hurts, it will not kill you. You have the capacity to survive the pain of a breakup. And that's thing number one. That's thing number one. The second very important thing to help you to accelerate the healing process is to go no contact. And this is a big one. And this is the one that people have the most trouble with, because letting go is a very difficult thing. Letting go of this person's role in your life and to do the things you normally do with that person on your own is very difficult. But the quicker and the more completely you can sever the contact, the quicker and better your healing process will be. And this, people fight me on this all the time, but we want to be friends. No, maybe in the someday. But if you just broke up now, is not the time to be friends. Be friends with somebody else. There is a reason why you are breaking up. And in order to heal, you have to have no contact, no texting, no phone calls, no looking for closure. You need to sever the relationship and stop talking to them. And I want to say the minimum amount of time is 3 months. And my rule was no contact for a year. But then when I say this to people, they are just not ready to hear it and they freak out. So the longer you can say, but the first goal of no contact can be 3 months. Set the first goal as 3 months, no contact. No looking at their Instagram, no stalking them online, no contact. 3 months. Let's set that as our first goal. The next thing, number 3, is don't look to the person that you're breaking up with to be a part of your healing journey. The way that they can be a part of your healing journey is to sever the tie completely. Don't look to them to have a discussion, to give you closure, to explain. Sever the relationship. Your healing now is going to come from you. That is a very powerful thing. And you have the power to help yourself. You have the power to heal yourself. And you have the power to be by yourself. And the pain will not kill you. I promise. One of the other things that makes breaking up so difficult is that we are not just losing the relationship, but we are losing this fantasy that we have created for ourselves out of the relationship. We are losing the imaginary future that we made with this person in our lives. So in our mind, we create this future that involves this person. And when we break up, we not only have to give up on the daily comfort of having this person in our life, but we have to give up the hope of that future. And when we think that that future can no longer exist, that is also very painful. So understanding the source of the pain is very important. So understanding that this mental idea of the future, the fantasy that we created for ourselves around this person no longer exists is also painful. That's so much part of the process, because when we are breaking up, there is a reason why we are breaking up. There is something that is so bad that we feel the urge to move away and to break up with this person. Sometimes it's logical and oftentimes it's not. But we have this urge and something extreme has happened that we are now ready to walk away and to actually break up as much as it hurts. So the good is not outweighing the bad. Now the relationship is a non-good relationship. So giving up the bad, we also have to give up the fantasy that we have created for ourselves. And sometimes giving up the fantasy is harder than giving up the person. So if you find yourself drifting back to that fantasy and thinking about that person, that is not a sign of, oh, then I should be with this person. I'm not getting over them, so it must be my destiny, or it must be some love that needs to exist, or whatever. Those things are not the case. It's difficult to change. Our bodies and our brains are designed to keep us safe. And your subconscious mind looks at your life and says, okay, today I am safe. If I make any changes at all, maybe my safety will be jeopardized. Now, this is not logical. It doesn't make sense, but this is how our minds work. So your mind is trying to keep you where you are to keep you safe, even though where you are is not a good thing. So just because you have the mental habit of talking to someone or being with that someone or thinking about that someone, it doesn't mean that you need to be with them. So that is another big fallacy that we need to clear up. Just because you think about them and you find yourself in that loop doesn't mean that it's a good thing for you to be with that person. And then people will say to me all the time, but he's not a bad person, but I love him. They don't have to be monsters in order for you to break up with them. And you can love someone, but choose not to be with them, because love is not enough. We can love lots of people, but it doesn't mean that that person should be our life partner. You can love someone, but their values and their goals don't line up with you. The things that they are looking for are radically different than what you are looking for in life. And you can love them, but not be with them. And that's okay. And that is something very important that we need to understand from a breakup situation, that thinking about that person and being in pain are all normal, and it's part of the process, and it's okay. It's okay. Don't hold on to something that's not working in order to avoid that pain, in order to relieve that pain. Because what happens when you hold on to a relationship that is no longer good, a relationship that has no future because you do not have shared values and goals, that is when a relationship becomes toxic and it hurts us. And we become someone in that relationship that we don't necessarily want to be. Now, why do we want to be in a relationship? Because as human beings, we are social animals, and it is part of our nature to be in relationships. And in order to be happy, we need other people. We need human relationships. Now, that doesn't have to necessarily be a marriage or a one-on-one relationship, but as humans, we crave human contact and human relationships. So we need these relationships, but it doesn't have to be this particular one. We enter into a love relationship, a monogamous marriage, because it will lead us to being the best version of ourselves. That is the goal. A relationship should make you better. It shouldn't make you worse. It shouldn't make you infuriated. It shouldn't make you angry all the time. Is it normal to be frustrated with another person? Absolutely. Is it normal to be annoyed? Absolutely. Is it normal to sometimes feel angst and anger? Yes. But if this is the consistent theme of the relationship, then we have a problem. So now these are the things to look for, the signs to get out of the relationship. But if you are already out, what can we do to relieve the pain? One, accept that it's normal. Know that it will not kill you. Do things to make yourself feel better. What small things can you do to make yourself feel just a tiny bit better today, right now? When you are feeling down, who can you reach out to help you feel better? Have that system in place that when you have that moment of weakness that you want to reach out to your ex, who can you call instead? What can you do instead? So to anticipate that these moments will arise, and instead of giving into it and saying, oh no, I feel this way, I need to act on this feeling and contact my ex, what can you do instead to keep that no contact in place and to soothe the pain in that moment when it becomes extreme? A friend, a coach, a colleague, have someone and have that plan in your mind, because that moment inevitably will come up. And then you are prepared for it instead of being taken off guard and falling into the trap of calling or contacting the other person in order to relieve the pain that you are in. And what else can you do to feel better? Can you create a ritual for yourself? Do you love to go for a walk? Do that. Do you love a coffee? Have a coffee. Whatever small thing you can do to make yourself feel better, those things are important. When you're feeling down, is there a song that makes you feel better? Play the song. Listen to the song. I love the song Walking on Sunshine. And no matter how bad I feel, and as silly as it sounds, or when I'm feeling good, I put that song on and I magically feel good just listening to that. So do things that will lift you up to alleviate the pain instead of doing things that are harmful, like reaching out to the other person, like giving into that urge to wallow, like imagining that this pain will last forever. No, understand and remind yourself. The mind is a tricky thing. It tells us things that are not necessarily true. Don't buy into it right away. Pay attention. What is it that you are telling yourself? And is it true? Is it logical? And is it helpful? Will it lead you to a better place in life? Or is it going to ruin you? Is it going to keep you in the habit of living a certain way that is not necessarily good? Breakups are difficult. There is no question about that. But that doesn't mean that they are not necessary. The other very important thing to do after a breakup is to find the lesson. To what can you learn from this situation, and how can you ensure that you will not make the same mistake in the future? And I'm not saying that the relationship was a mistake, because nothing is a mistake if you learn from it. What did you miss so that the next time, when and if that same thing comes up, you can say, aha, this thing is not for me. Or you can also recognize that this thing is for me. We can also recognize the good qualities in people. And that's very often something that we don't do. We are so hyper fixated, some of us at least, on the red flags. That's all we see everywhere. But what about the good? What about the good and recognizing what is good about another human being? So learn the lesson, look at it, and be honest with yourself. Don't just blame the other person. It was two people in the relationship, and one of them was you. Who were you in that relationship? What was your part? What did you do that was good? What did you do that made you better? And what did you do that made you less better? So really be honest with yourself and take a good look. And when I say be honest with yourself, that doesn't mean beat the crap out of yourself. Be kind, be gentle. The fact that you tried and that you were in a relationship is big, because you will never get to that ultimate relationship without having relationships. So congratulate yourself on having an experience, and you had an experience, and learn from it and continue to have experiences. And just because you had a relationship that didn't work out, don't give up. There is no room for giving up here. Something happened, but it doesn't mean that it has to happen again, because now you have learned the lesson. If you learn the lesson, it doesn't need to happen again. But if you're just going through the motions, you may end up in a very similar situation again. So take the time to learn the lesson. That is a very big part of the healing process. And know that you have the capacity to heal. And it is so much in your hands. You are such a powerful being. So be okay as much as it hurts, Know that it's part of the process. And know that it will not kill you and that it will get better. But you have to help it get better. Every time you make contact, you are taking many steps back. So remind yourself of that. Create a system where it will help you to be disciplined in that no contact role, and talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. Talk to the voice that is speaking to you in your head and say, listen, I know you feel this way, but it's not necessarily true. I'm going to do this, and we're going to be okay. And keep reminding yourself that you are safe, and say it, even if you have to say it out loud. I am safe, and this will pass. This is a feeling that I'm feeling, and it won't last forever. And allow the feeling to pass. And this is the roadmap to healing and moving to the next step of your life that is better than staying in a relationship that you know is not for you. I hope that this is helpful. I hope that this makes you feel better and helps you to better navigate a difficult situation that you are facing in your life. And I hope you have a wonderful time. I will see you next time. Take care, guys. Thank you for joining today's episode of Journey to Lasting Love. If you felt a connection with what we shared here today, visit tshaycoaching.com for resources, blogs, and coaching options custom designed to take you from where you are to the place you dream of being. Join our Facebook group to connect with others or find inspiration on YouTube and Instagram. If you're ready for a personalized touch, you can book a call with me directly on the website to see what this is all about. Until next time, be kind to yourself and keep moving forward on your path to lasting love.